There is something satisfying you right now, and you cannot name it. A tiredness that sleep does not fix. A heaviness that has nothing to do with your body. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, something has already taken from you. Not your money, not your time. Something deeper. Something so close to who you are that you have mistaken it for yourself. And you have been told this is normal. You have been told that life is supposed to feel this way, that the exhaustion is just the price of being alive in a complicated world, that everyone feels it, that you should push through, drink more water, get more rest, try harder, do more, be more. But here is what no one tells you. The drain you feel is not a malfunction. It is a design. And the moment you understand how that design works, the moment you see the architecture of what has been quietly siphoning your vitality for years, everything changes. Not because the world changes. Because you do, there is an ancient intelligence that has been whispering about this for thousands of years. Long before modern science began to scratch the surface of consciousness, long before quantum physics started to reveal that the observer and the observed are not separate, there existed a body of wisdom so precise, so surgically accurate in its understanding of human energy that it was hidden. Not because it was false, because it was dangerous. Dangerous to any system that depends on your forgetting. And this intelligence, attributed to the voice known as Thoth, the keeper of hidden knowledge, the architect of invisible laws, has a message for you right now. Not a gentle suggestion, not a comforting platitude, an urgent transmission. Because what is happening to you, what is happening to millions of people at this exact moment in history, is not random. It is not bad luck. It is not a phase. It is the final stage of a cycle that is completing itself, and those who understand what is really happening will not just survive the shift. They will become the shift. So if you feel drained right now, if you feel like something essential has been leaking out of you, and you cannot find where the hole is, stay here. Because by the end of this, you will not only see the hole, you will understand who put it there. And more importantly, you will know how to seal it. Not with effort, not with struggle, with something far more powerful than either of those things. Let us begin where it actually starts, not where you think it starts. You believe the drain begins with your circumstances, with the job that takes too much, with the relationship that gives too little, with the bills, the obligations, the endless list of things that need your attention before you can attend to yourself. You believe the exhaustion is a consequence of what is happening around you. But that is the first and most fundamental inversion. The circumstances are not causing the drain. The drain is causing the circumstances. Read that again in your mind. Let it settle somewhere beneath your thoughts, somewhere in the body, somewhere that knows things before the mind catches up. The drain came first. The difficult circumstances are what rushed in to fill the space that the drain created. Think of it this way. When a body is healthy, when its immune system is functioning, when its energy field is coherent, it naturally repels what does not belong and attracts what does. You have experienced this. You have had periods in your life, maybe brief, maybe years ago, when things just worked, when the right people appeared, when opportunities seemed to find you, when you did not have to force anything because life itself was cooperating with your existence. And then something shifted. Not all at once. Slowly, like a tide going out so gradually that you did not notice the water was gone until you were standing on dry sand wondering what happened. That shift was not caused by a bad decision or a wrong turn. That shift was caused by a redirection of your energy. Your life force began flowing somewhere other than into your own life. And once that flow was redirected, everything downstream changed. The relationships became harder. The money became tighter. The body became heavier. The mind became louder. And you, standing in the middle of all of it, assumed you were the problem. You were never the problem. You were the target. Now here is where this gets precise. And here is where the ancient understanding attributed to Thoth becomes almost unbearably relevant. Because this is not metaphor. This is mechanics. Your energy, your attention, your life force, call it what you will, chi, prana, mana, the quantum field of coherent intention. It does not just exist inside you like water in a glass. It radiates, it extends, it connects. Every moment of every day, you are broadcasting a field. And that field is doing one of two things. It is either building your reality, it is being harvested to build someone else's. There is no neutral. There is no idle. Your energy is always going somewhere. The question is whether it is going where you choose or where you have been trained to send it without knowing. And this is the invisible robbery that has been happening to you. Not in some dramatic, conspiratorial sense. In a mechanical, structural, almost boring sense. It is so ordinary that you have never questioned it. It is so woven into the fabric of daily life that pointing it out feels almost absurd. But here it is. Every morning you wake up with a reservoir of creative life force. Not infinite, but substantial. Enough to build worlds, enough to heal your body, enough to attract exactly what you need, enough to shift the trajectory of your entire existence. This is not poetic exaggeration. This is what the ancient texts describe with absolute precision. The human being, in its natural state, is a generator of such immense creative power that entire systems had to be constructed just to keep you from discovering what you are. And what happens to that reservoir every single day? Before you have even fully opened your eyes, the phone calls to you. Not with a voice, with a pull. A gravitational tug that you have been conditioned to obey so deeply that resisting it feels unnatural. And the moment you pick it up, the moment your attention lands on that screen, the siphon begins. Not because the phone is evil, but because what lives on that screen has been engineered with extraordinary precision to capture and redirect the most valuable resource in the universe. Your focused attention. If this is already resonating with you, if you can feel the truth of this landing somewhere deep, take a moment right now to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss what comes next. You scroll through news designed to trigger fear. You read messages that pull you into other people's emotional states. You see images that activate comparison, inadequacy, desire for things you did not want until you saw them. And each of these micro-interactions is a transaction. You are paying, not with money, with something far more valuable, with drops of your life force, with fragments of your creative power, with pieces of the very energy that, if left undisturbed, would naturally organize your reality into coherence and abundance. By the time you get out of bed, you have already spent a significant portion of your daily energy. And you have spent it on things that give you nothing in return, nothing real, nothing that builds your life, nothing that nourishes your being. You have fed a machine that converts your attention into profit for systems that do not know your name and do not care about your well-being. And this is just the first 10 minutes. The rest of the day continues the pattern. Work that demands your focus, but does not fulfill your purpose. Conversations that drain you because they circle the same complaints without ever reaching resolution. Entertainment that numbs you just enough to prevent you from feeling the emptiness, but never enough to actually fill it. Worry about the future that burns through energy like a furnace burning through fuel, producing nothing but heat and ash. Regret about the past that locks your creative power into a time that no longer exists, making it unavailable for the only moment that matters. This one. And at the end of the day, you collapse. Not into rest, into depletion. And you call this normal. You call this life. You call this just the way things are. But Thoth's message is clear and it is urgent. This is not the way things are. This is the way things have been arranged. And the arrangement is not accidental. It is architectural. Now I want you to pause with this for a moment. Not to generate fear, not to create a sense of being victimized, but to generate clarity. Because clarity is the first act of reclamation. You cannot redirect a river you cannot see. You cannot seal a leak you have not located. And for most of your life, you have been trying to fix the symptoms of this drain without ever addressing the drain itself. You have tried to make more money to compensate for the energy being taken. You have tried to find better relationships to fill the void the drain creates. You have tried to improve your body to counteract the depletion. And none of it has worked. Not really. Not permanently. Because you were treating the downstream effects while the upstream cause continued uninterrupted. The upstream cause is the unconscious hemorrhaging of your attention. Let that land. Your attention is not a passive thing. It is not just awareness floating around looking at stuff. Your attention is a beam of creative force. It is the mechanism through which consciousness becomes reality. This is not mystical speculation. This is what quantum physics has been pointing toward for a century. The observer effect. The measurement problem. The undeniable experimental finding that the act of observation itself influences what is being observed. Your attention does not just witness reality, it participates in its creation. So when your attention is scattered across 1,000 things that do not serve you, your creative power is scattered with it. You are not just distracted, you are fragmented. Your reality-creating capacity is broken into pieces and distributed across worries, fears, comparisons, obligations, and reactions that have nothing to do with who you actually are or what you actually want. And the result is exactly what you are experiencing. A life that feels like it is happening to you rather than through you. A reality that seems resistant, heavy, difficult. Not because reality is inherently difficult, but because you are trying to create with scattered fragments instead of a coherent beam. I want to ask you something right now. When did you first feel it? That moment when you realized your energy was going somewhere you never chose. Drop that moment in the comments below. Not for me, for you. Because naming the moment is the first step to reclaiming it. This is the secret that has been guarded for millennia. Not because it is complex, because it is simple. So simple that the mind wants to dismiss it. so simple that the system has built an entire civilization of complexity around it just to keep you from seeing it. The secret is this: your undivided attention, placed consciously and consistently on what is true, what is aligned, what is yours, is the most powerful force in the known universe. And the corollary is equally important. Your divided attention, scattered unconsciously across what is false, what is misaligned, what belongs to someone else's agenda, is the source of every form of depletion you have ever experienced. Every single one. The tiredness, the financial struggle, the relationship difficulty, the health challenge, the creative block, the spiritual disconnection. All of it traces back to the same root: attention that has been redirected away from your own center of power. Now here is where Thoth's teaching becomes not just informative but transformational, because understanding the problem is only half of the equation. The other half is understanding the solution. And the solution is not what the modern self-help industry has been selling you. The solution is not to try harder. It is not to set better goals. It is not to visualize more intensely. It is not to repeat affirmations until your jaw aches. It is not to meditate for hours trying to empty your mind. All of those approaches, while they may have fragments of truth in them, are still operating within the same paradigm that created the problem. They are still based on the assumption that you need to do something to get somewhere. That you are here, and power is there, and you need to bridge the gap through effort. But the ancient teaching says something radically different. It says you do not need to bridge any gap because there is no gap. The power is not somewhere else. It is not in the future version of you who has figured it all out. It is not in the bank account you have not yet filled. It is not in the relationship you have not yet found. It is here. Right here. In the awareness that is reading these words, in the consciousness that is processing this information, in the presence that exists beneath your thoughts, beneath your emotions, beneath your stories about who you are and what you lack. You do not need to struggle to access your power. You need to stop struggling, because the struggle itself is the mechanism of the drain. Breathe into that. Let it move through you, not as a concept, as a felt experience. The struggle is the drain. The effort to fix yourself is what keeps you broken. The desperate reaching for power is what pushes power away, because reaching implies absence. And whatever you consistently affirm through your state of being, reality mirrors back to you. If your state says, "I am reaching for power," reality hears, "I do not have power," and reflects that back. If your state says, "I am trying to heal," reality hears, "I am not healed," and reflects that back. If your state says, "I need to figure this out," reality hears, "I do not understand," and reflects that back. This is not punishment. This is physics. This is the mirror working exactly as it was designed to work. Flawlessly, impersonally, reflecting whatever is placed before it with absolute fidelity. So the question is not, how do I get more energy? The question is, where is my energy already going? And what would happen if I simply stopped sending it there? And this is where the practice begins. Not as something you add to your already overwhelming life, as something you subtract. Because the path back to your power is not a path of accumulation. It is a path of release. It is not about gaining something new. It is about letting go of everything that is not yours. Consider this carefully. Most of what occupies your mind right now is not yours. The worries about the economy, Not yours. The anxiety about what might happen next month. Not yours. The comparison to someone else's life. Not yours. The belief that you should be further along than you are. Not yours. The guilt about the past. Not yours. The pressure to perform, to produce, to prove your worth. Not yours. These are programs, installed without your consent, running without your awareness, consuming your energy without your permission. And they feel like you because they have been running for so long that you have identified with them. You have mistaken the program for the programmer. You have confused the noise for the signal. But you are not the noise. You are the silence from which the noise arises. You are not the programs. You are the consciousness in which the programs run. You are not the drain. You are the ocean from which the water was taken. And the ocean does not need to fight to get its water back. It simply needs to stop allowing the diversion. The water returns on its own. It has to, because that is its nature, to return to its source. Your energy works the same way. You do not need to chase it. You do not need to hunt it down and drag it back. You simply need to stop sending it away, and it will return. Naturally, effortlessly, like water finding its level. This is what the ancient texts call sovereignty, not dominion over others, not control of external circumstances. Sovereignty over your own attention, mastery of where your life force flows. The ability to consciously choose, moment by moment, what you feed with the most precious resource you possess. And when you begin to practice this, even in the smallest ways, the results are immediate and unmistakable. Not because you are doing something extraordinary, because you are finally stopping doing something destructive. What we have touched on here, the mechanics of the drain, the scattered light, the path from unconscious transmission to sovereign presence. This only scratches the surface. If you are ready to go deeper into the complete system, the 9 master frequencies, the step-by-step practices for moving from seeking to being the broadcast itself, everything is laid out in my book, Beyond the Frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery. It is linked in the pinned comment below. Here is what this looks like in practice. And I want you to understand that this is not a technique to be performed perfectly. It is a way of being to be remembered and returned to again and again with patience and without judgment. Tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, before you check your messages, before you allow the world to tell you what to think about, lie still for a moment. Just a moment, and feel your body. Not think about your body, feel it. Feel the weight of it against the bed. Feel the breath moving in and out without your effort. Feel the aliveness that exists in your fingertips, in your chest, in the space behind your eyes. This aliveness is your energy. This is the reservoir. This is what has been taken from you day after day without your knowing. And in that moment of feeling, make a choice. Not a dramatic choice, a quiet one. Choose to keep this energy for yourself, just for a few minutes. Choose not to give it away yet. Choose to let it build, to let it accumulate, to let it fill you before you pour it out into the world. This is not selfishness. This is the most generous thing you can do, because a depleted being has nothing to give. A drained human can only take, but a full one, a sovereign one, a being who has remembered how to keep their own reservoir intact, that being becomes a source, not a drain, a source of creativity, of compassion, of clarity, of the kind of presence that changes rooms without saying a word. And then, as you move through your day, begin to notice. Just notice. Where does your attention go without your permission? What pulls you out of your center? What triggers the automatic response of worry, comparison, judgment, fear? You do not need to fight these things. You do not need to resist them. You simply need to see them. Because the moment you see them, truly see them, they lose their power over you. Not all at once, but gradually, like a spell being broken one thread at a time. Tell me something in the comments. What is the one thing that pulls your attention away from center the most? What is the pattern you keep feeding that you know is not yours? Name it. Because the moment you name it, you begin to take your power back from it. Every time you notice your attention being pulled somewhere you did not choose, you have a moment of power. A moment where you can gently, without force, without drama, bring your attention back to center. Back to your body. Back to your breath. Back to the present moment. Back to the only place where your power actually exists. And each time you do this, something remarkable happens. Energy returns, not metaphorically. Physically, you feel it. A warmth in the chest, a clarity in the mind, a settling in the nervous system, a sense of being more here, more present, more real. This is your life force coming home. This is the water returning to the ocean. The ancient teaching describes this as the gathering of the scattered light. Imagine that your consciousness is a light, brilliant and focused in its natural state. But through years of unconscious living, through the constant bombardment of stimuli and demands, that light has been broken into thousands of tiny fragments, each one attached to a worry, a memory, a fear, a desire, a person, a situation. Your power has been distributed across a constellation of things that are not you. And each fragment, each tiny piece of your light that is out there attached to something else, is a drain on your total energy. The practice of sovereignty is the practice of calling those fragments home, not all at once. That would be overwhelming, but one by one, gently, patiently, with the understanding that each fragment that returns makes you more whole, more powerful, more capable of creating the reality that is actually yours to create. You do this by noticing what you are attached to that does not serve you, and then releasing the attachment. Not the thing itself necessarily, the attachment. The energetic cord that connects your life force to something outside of you. You might notice that you are attached to the outcome of a situation at work. That attachment is a cord, and through that cord, your energy flows out of you and into a future that has not happened yet. When you notice this, you can choose to release the cord, not by forcing yourself to stop caring, but by recognizing that your power exists here, in this moment, and that sending it into an imagined future does not help the future and depletes the present. You might notice that you are attached to someone else's opinion of you. That attachment is another cord, and through it, your energy flows into another person's mind, a place where you have no control and no business being. When you notice this, you can choose to call that energy home, not by becoming indifferent to people, but by recognizing that your worth does not live in someone else's perception. It lives in your own being. You might notice that you are attached to a version of the past that causes you pain. That attachment is a cord reaching backward through time, anchoring your life force to a moment that no longer exists. When you notice this, you can choose to release it. Not by pretending the past did not happen, but by recognizing that the energy you are spending to keep that past alive in your consciousness is energy that could be building your present and your future. Each release is a reclamation. Each cord you withdraw is power returned. And as your power returns, as your light gathers itself back into coherence, something extraordinary begins to happen in your external world. Synchronicities increase, not because the universe suddenly decided to be nice to you, because you are now coherent enough to notice and participate in the natural flow of intelligence that was always there. Opportunities appear, not because they were not there before, because you now have the energy and clarity to see them and act on them. Relationships shift, not because the other people changed, because you are no longer showing up as a fragmented, depleted version of yourself. You are showing up as someone who is present, who is full, who is real. And that changes everything about how others respond to you. The body begins to heal, not because you found a magic supplement or the perfect diet, because the energy that was being wasted on worry and fear and scattered attention is now available for the body to do what it naturally does when given sufficient resources. Repair, regenerate, return to balance. This is not theory. This is the lived experience of every human being who has ever reclaimed their attention. Every contemplative tradition in history points to the same truth. Every mystic, every sage, every awakened being has said the same thing in different words. Your power is in your presence. Your freedom is in your attention. Your healing is in your return to center. And here is the part that the system does not want you to understand. You do not need to struggle to get there. The struggle is what keeps you away. You do not need to earn your way back to wholeness. Wholeness is your birthright. It is not something you achieve. It is something you remember. It is not something you build. It is something you uncover by removing everything that was placed on top of it. This is Thoth's urgent message. Not that you are broken and need fixing. Not that the world is dark and you need saving. But that you are whole and have forgotten. That your power is intact and has merely been redirected. That the drain you feel is not a sign of weakness, but a sign that your energy is so valuable, so potent, so creative, that entire systems have been built to capture it. And the urgency is this: the cycle is ending. The old structures that depended on your unconscious participation are losing their grip. Not because someone is fighting them, because enough people are waking up. Because enough people are remembering. Because the frequency of the planet itself is shifting in a way that makes unconsciousness increasingly uncomfortable and consciousness increasingly natural. You feel this. You feel it in the restlessness that will not let you settle for the old life. You feel it in the dissatisfaction that no amount of external success can touch. You feel it in the hunger for something real, something true, something that resonates with the deepest part of who you are. That hunger is not a problem. It is a compass. It is pointing you home. And home is not a place. It is a state. It is the state of being fully present in your own energy, fully sovereign over your own attention, fully aware that you are not a passive recipient of reality, but an active creator of it. Home is the state where struggle ceases, not because challenges disappear, but because you meet them from fullness instead of depletion, from choice instead of reaction, from power instead of desperation. The ancient teaching speaks of a threshold, a point in the journey where the being stops looking outward for answers and turns inward, not as a retreat from the world, as a return to the source of the world. Because everything you see out there, every circumstance, every relationship, every challenge, every gift, all of it is a reflection of what is happening in here, in your consciousness, in your energy field, in the quality of your attention. Change the inner and the outer has no choice but to follow. This is not belief. This is law, as fundamental as gravity, as reliable as the sunrise, as inescapable as the reflection in the mirror changing when the face before it changes. And so the practice deepens, beyond the morning stillness, beyond the noticing of where attention goes, into something more profound, into the practice of becoming the source rather than the seeker. What does this mean? It means that instead of looking for energy, you become energy. Instead of looking for love, you become love. Instead of looking for abundance, you become the frequency of abundance. Not as a performance, not as a technique, as a genuine shift in identity. From someone who needs to someone who is. From someone who lacks to someone who overflows. From someone who is drained to someone who is the source. And this shift does not require years of practice. It requires a single moment of genuine recognition. A moment where you stop, truly stop, and feel the truth of what you are beneath all the stories, beneath all the conditioning, beneath all the programs that have been running your life on autopilot. In that moment of recognition, you feel it. The vastness, the stillness, the power. Not as something you have attained, as something you have always been. The clouds did not create the sky. They merely obscured it. And when they part, even for a moment, the sky does not need to be built or earned or achieved. It was always there, infinite, unchanging, whole. You are that sky. The exhaustion, the depletion, the struggle, those are the clouds. And they are parting now, not because you are forcing them apart, because the light of your awareness is dissolving them naturally, the way sunlight dissolves morning fog. Not through force, through presence. This is the message. This is the urgency. Not that you must do something heroic, but that you must stop doing what is draining you. Not that you must become something extraordinary, but that you must stop pretending to be something ordinary. Not that you must find your power, but that you must stop giving it away. And the time is now. Not because of some cosmic deadline, but because every moment you spend in unconscious depletion is a moment of your creative power wasted, and you have wasted enough. Not through fault, through ignorance. And now the ignorance is ending. Now you see. Now you know, and knowing changes everything. Because you cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unfeel what you have felt. You cannot return to sleep once you have truly begun to wake. Consider sharing this with someone you know who has been feeling that same unexplainable drain. When you pass this understanding to another person, you do not just help them, you strengthen the frequency in yourself. Every time these principles move through you and into someone else, your own coherence deepens, your own sovereignty solidifies, and you create a ripple in the collective field that accelerates the awakening for both of you. So here is what you do, not as a grand transformation, as a quiet revolution. Starting now, starting with the next breath. You breathe in, and as you breathe in, you feel your energy gathering, not from outside, from within, from the scattered places where it has been living, from the worries it has been feeding, from the fears it has been fueling, from the past it has been anchoring. You feel it returning, like streams flowing back to the river, like light gathering into a single beam. You breathe out. And as you breathe out, you release what is not yours. The expectations, the obligations that do not resonate, the beliefs that were given to you by people who were themselves asleep, the identity that was constructed for you before you were old enough to choose. You let it go, not with anger, with gratitude, because it served its purpose. It kept you safe while you were not ready to be free. But you are ready now. You feel it. You know it. Something in you has been preparing for this moment for longer than you can remember. And in the space between the in-breath and the out-breath, in that tiny gap of stillness, you touch something real. Something that asks no name. Something that does not need a name. It is the source. It is the power. It is the you that existed before the world told you who to be. And it is still here. It has always been here. Waiting, patient, undiminished by everything you have been through, unaffected by every program that has been installed, whole, complete. Ready, young. This is not the end of the journey. This is the beginning. But it is a beginning that contains within it the entirety of the destination. Because in this moment of recognition, in this moment of return, you are already what you have been seeking. You are already home. You are already free. You are already powerful beyond what the mind can comprehend. The drain stops here, not because you have built a wall against the world, but because you have remembered that you are the ocean, and the ocean does not lose itself to the rivers that flow from it. It remains vast, deep, full, and everything that flows out eventually returns. You are that return. You are that remembering. You are the ancient intelligence waking up inside a human body, looking through human eyes, breathing human breath, and recognizing itself for the first time in what feels like forever. And the world will try to pull you back. The phone will still call. The worries will still whisper. The old patterns will still reach for you with familiar hands. But now you see them. Now you know what they are. Now you understand the game. And understanding the game is the beginning of transcending it. Not through force, through awareness, not through struggle, through sovereignty, not through doing more, through being more present, more conscious, more deliberately and unapologetically alive. This is the teaching that was hidden. This is the knowledge that was guarded. Not because it is complex and because it is so simple that it threatens every complicated system ever built to keep you searching for what you already have. You do not need to struggle. You never did. The struggle was the cage, and the door was never locked. You just believed it was because everyone around you was sitting in their own cages, telling you that this is just how life works. But it is not how life works. It is how the system works. And you are not the system. You are life itself, conscious, creative, sovereign, uncontainable. Remember this, not as words, as a felt truth in your body, as a warmth in your chest, as a steadiness in your breath, as a knowing in your bones that no external circumstance can shake. You are not drained. You have been pouring yourself into vessels that were never yours to fill. And now you stop. Now you choose. Now you return to yourself with the full weight of your awareness and the full force of your presence. And from this place, from this fullness, from this sovereignty, you do not just survive the shift that is happening in the world. You become the shift. You become the proof that another way is possible, not by preaching it, by living it, not by fighting the old, by embodying the new, not by struggling against the darkness, by being the light that makes the darkness irrelevant. This is the urgent message. This is what has been waiting for you beneath the exhaustion, beneath the depletion, beneath the feeling that something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Everything is waking up, including you, especially you. And if this resonates, if something in these words touched a place in you that recognizes truth not because it was argued convincingly, but because it was already known, then you have your confirmation. You are not imagining this. You are not making this up. The awakening is real. The power is real. The return is real. And it begins with the simplest, most radical act available to a human being. The act of reclaiming your attention. The act of choosing, consciously and deliberately, where your energy flows. The act of saying, with every fiber of your being, not in words but in presence, I am no longer available for the drain. I am no longer a passive participant in a game I did not design. I am the source. I am the power. I am the one I have been waiting for. Let that settle. Let it move through every cell. Let it become not something you heard, but something you are. And then, when you are ready, carry it with you, into the morning, into the day, into every interaction and every choice and every breath, not as a burden, as a remembering, as the quiet, unshakable knowing that you are whole, that you are sovereign, that you are free. And if you felt something shift while you were here, if even one fragment of your scattered light returned home during these minutes, leave a word below. Just one word that captures what you felt, not for anyone else, for you, as an anchor, as a marker of the moment you chose to stop giving yourself away and started giving yourself back to yourself. Stay in this frequency. Return to it when the world gets loud. Return to it when the old patterns try to reassert themselves. Return to it when you forget, because you will forget. And that is not failure. That is just the nature of remembering. It comes in waves, and each wave brings you closer to the shore. You are closer than you think. You have always been closer than you think. The distance was the illusion. The separation was the dream. And now you are waking up. Now you are waking up. Now that you have seen the architecture of the drain, go deeper into the hidden laws that have been shaped your reality without your knowing. Watch the 5 hidden laws of reality, because it reveals the exact mechanisms the system uses to keep your creative power misdirected, and how to reverse every single one of them.